Have you ever tried sync and get Corona at the same time? I heard that might save a life. Only on the Homies podcast.
Homies, homies, talk about what dogs are motherfucking homies, 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 talk about what dogs are homies, man, that's my God.
Hey y'all, I'm Mr. Hatch.
And I'm Saturated Fat, and you are listening to the Homies
And we're
Podcast.
gonna go.
We do not have any Juggalo news or Jugga What section today because there's just no news going on anywhere in the world. So we will go with the bracket. Would you like to start, Mr. Hatch?
Absolutely. So we all know about this bracket by now. It's one of our favorite things to do in this quarantine season. Since we both live in the great state of New York, we can barely go out without our nipples being exposed, without the fear of catching COVID. So in the psychopathic bracket, I believe we had Violent J versus Ouija.
Yes, and a lot of this we are going to base off your votes because we've actually had people voted on these. So, Violent J won 2-0. There really isn't much to say on this because we all knew Violent J was going to win anyways. But Hatch, do you have any insight?
Well, Ouija, I think, right now is in a tough position, especially with the Juggalos. I think he's oversaturating himself to the point where Juggalos are like, oh my god, it's Ouija again. But Ouija's not fresh enough where people are like, yo, that's fucking dope. So, any dopeness Ouija had, it's losing traction because there's just so much new Ouija shit out there. So, I think for him, that part is the shittier aspect. But if you really think about it, it's Violent J. Violent J is just a legend. I mean, his solo career at times was weak, especially with certain songs. But, Violent J as a rapper in a whole, I think, is a very underrated rapper.
And one hell of a storyteller.
Right? All right, the next one in the psychopathic bracket is ABK versus Hoodoo.
And on that, ABK got 2 votes. Hoodoo got nothing. Now, I was kind of hoping someone was going to leave a comment and say the have-nots, just because if they said that, I would have just gave it to it and been like, you know what? Fucking A. But it looks like the Lispy native has it.
Oh, that reminds me of that photo. The photo of you. I really thought people would get mad at me, especially with all this tension built up in America, and I go out there and call you a Lispy Indian. No one.
Oh, it's not about them right now.
Oh, I agree. ABK is a good rapper. I mean, he has same thing with Ouija.
Yeah.
He has a lot of fucking albums on his own record label. But you know what? Hoodoo's last song, the last single, was fucking fire. I loved it. So, I mean, I'm gonna go with the votes. But, Hoodoo's last single, I don't know if you heard it, was fucking fire.
Is that the
Yeah.
I'm Gone? That was like a year ago.
Listen, this is psychopathic. We know shit doesn't move fast with psychopathic. Alright.
Quantity over quality.
Alright, here we go. On the next bracket, you have the Shaggy versus the Light.
1 2 1 2. Yo.
Well, we both know who won, but it was 2 votes to nothing. Shaggy 2 Dope has beaten Light. Now, I personally would love to have either a Shaggy solo song or a Light song where they're together on a song. I think that would be great. But Shaggy won this, and he has one hell of a solo career in my eyes. I love when he does a solo show. I enjoy it more than an actual ICP show. at least nowadays, because you're not hearing Chicken Hunter.
I prefer not to see Shaggy, just because it's Shaggy. But that's just my personal opinion. If I'm gonna see Twisted, I really wanted to see Madrox. I don't give a fuck about Monoxide. Same thing about ICP. If I'm gonna go see ICP, I want to see Violent J. Fuck out of here, Shaggy. And honestly, is Light even on Psychopathic? I don't even know if he's still there.
Yeah, I don't know. Last I heard something, he's working on a new album or something along those lines.
He's a monster. Fuck you.
Weren't the Monstars on, what was that Looney Tune movie with Michael Jordan? Space Jam. Weren't they Monstars?
I think they were monsters.
No, I think they were Monstars.
Find out in the next episode. All right. Moving next to our next favorite bracket, the Fago Lovers. Wait, we're not done yet. Fuck you guys. We have Blazy versus V Sinister.
This was the big shocker because we actually got 4 votes instead of 2. 1 or 2. We actually got 4. Now, this being said, it's a tie between the Blazy Rose and V Sinister. So, Mr. Hatch, I'd like to, send it over to you. I think you know what to do.
I think when we get into a tie, I think there's only one proper way of a complete set of these two shit artists. And I think we need to just sit it on up and call the super villains to take their place. And we'll have a good ranking for next week.
Absolutely, I agree. Excellent.
Okay, we're going on to the next ranking, which is in the
Fager, Lovers, whatever the fuck they go. Bye.
Oh, for gay lovers.
We're going to go with Murs
versus Stevie Stone.
Murs versus Stevie Stone. I personally am not familiar with either, but because of a write-in vote, there was a tie. You know about these artists. I would love to have your insight, and you pick the winner.
There's a tie? Right.
It was because our one fan, Max Rebo, he sent a message, and he picked Stevie Stone.
Well, Max, I got to give you credit. You might vote at other times and your vote might have been more accurately aligned with mine, but this time you are wrong. Stevie Stone is just a rolling stone, and a stone that's rolling is no use for me. I'm going to stick with Murs because he has lady problems and everybody can relate to that. And plus, he was on Strange Music, and his first EP or LP that he released with them solo, he didn't have one feature that had Tech Nine in that, and I have much respect for that because he doesn't need Tech Nine. He can do it all on his own. So we're gonna move Murs ahead.
All right, that was very surprising. Who is next?
Next is Cess Crew versus Scum.
Okay, that was a tie.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was...
This one's gonna...
Once again, a write-in vote.
So this one's gonna be a hard one. Cess Crew is really good, but Scum is an underground guy. So I'm going to give it with Scum because he is an underground guy. So for him to make 50% of the vote, even though it's one vote, had to do something, right? So I think for LSP fans out there all over the United States, I think Scum should advance in this challenge, even though his style might not be for everybody. But for him to be mentioned and actually beat a group that's on Strange Music, I think that's something to look forward to. Up next is Mars versus the Darkest of the Halves.
Now, this one received 2 votes. And Mars won. Anything you have to say?
I wish Dark Half won.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Sad that the one member passed away, but I respect the votes. If they say there's a winner, there's a winner. The next one, I think, is an interesting lineup. Saturated. We have Buckshot versus Class.
Now, this has a little story to it. So, I was putting up these polls, hoping people would vote. You know, and some of them I tagged people if I knew their, Twitter thing. So, Buckshot responded because, we like to do wordplay, and I put the for gay lovers category, and you could read it on my Twitter because I'm not gonna read it right now, but it was something. Yo, man, I know Class personally, and we both aren't gay. It's cool if you go that way. Something blah blah blah. We're lame. Well, he didn't say that, but it was just kind of like grow up kid.
Wow.
But in like a decent way. And then Class responded, going, "Yo, I see what you're doing. I agree with Buck, but I'm gonna vote for myself." And he was the only one who voted for Class. He's the only one who voted for himself because Buckshot
they must have
4.
deleted the comments.
Oh, did
Because
they?
I do not see them on the 4K lovers. I see exactly what you wrote. I just don't see their responses. Unless they messaged you.
No, it wasn't like a message. It was on the thing.
I didn't see that. Next time you gotta screenshot it.
Yeah. I guess I wasn't like too starstruck.
You didn't suck the knob. So who won?
Buckshot got 4 votes. Class got 1. I do want to give it to. I'm not saying Class is the winner, but I do want to give him credit for voting for himself.
Hey, that's very important. And maybe next time around, Class, you get 2 votes.
Maybe.
And by the way, if you're in the for gay lovers, whatever the bracket, Low Sodium has named it, we're not calling you gay. We're making fun of the website. And if you happen to own it and be in that bracket, go fuck yourself, Mars.
I think his might have actually been because some of them I did put Fago lovers.
But it's a play on name. We're not actually attacking you and thinking you got to be gay.
No.
I don't think that. It's just a play on names. And we'll probably use Fago lovers or whatever the fuck he uses for the name, for the whatever.
Nope, I'm sticking with for gay lovers because I think it's funny.
Right, whatever he wants to call it. I'll remember it one day. Now we're in the real juggalos section, I think, or whatever he wants to call it. It's Womb Stretcher versus Cemetery High.
I might have rigged this, and I'm going to tell you how I rigged it. I made a comment after doing this one, I'm going for Womb Stretcher all the way, and he got 2 votes. So I think one person might have voted for him, but I think maybe someone favored me. I just try to, I don't know, maybe I think I'm awesome. But Womb Stretcher won 2-0, and I'm very excited. And do you want to hear some news?
Let's go.
Would you like to hear some news?
Give it.
Okay. My younger brother is coming out with an EP as Baby Punter. Now, he contacted Womb Stretcher. And Womb Stretcher, he's willing to pay him to do a line. Womb Stretcher says it's not about the money, but he would love to be part of the song because he loves that a fan is doing something. How fucking cool is that?
That's fucking dope.
And yeah, and then also when they were talking, his hype man, Statutory Ray, because he does mixes and beats, is willing to do the beat and mix it for free.
There we go.
So I mean, I can't wait for the song. It's about hitting kids. I'm down with it. And you know, I'm gonna screenshot this thing right now because I did find it. I'm gonna send it to you in a text. But Womb Stretcher, who could possibly be one of my favorite rappers of all time, not possibly, he is, has absolutely won 2-0. I'm very excited about that, and I hope you are too. Do you have anything to say about Cemetery High?
Not really.
Yeah, I heard him at your house, and that was it. So, Womb Stretcher got the win.
The next one is Q Strange versus Brother Lynch Hung.
And I cannot find that message from Max Rebo for some reason. I tried to remember what he did. I can't remember if he went Brother Lynch Hung or Q Strange. So because I can't remember, sorry Max if you're listening, I do apologize if you went for Brother Lynch Hung. But with the votes, Q Strange 1, Brother Lynch Hung 0. Mr. Hatch, over to you.
What about the next line? I believe it's Kung Fu Vampire versus Ritz.
Now, this is my personal favorite one. It might not be my personal favorite artist, but this is my favorite one because Kung Fu Vampire, within like 2 minutes, retweeted it. So I sent like a nice message. Wow, thank you for retweeting that. Appreciate it. I think that's really awesome. Along those lines. And at first, Ritz was winning. And because he retweeted it, instead of getting our normal 1 or 2 votes, there were 62 votes.
This is a new record. 62?
A new record. 62 votes. And it doesn't have the votes, but it has the percentages. And here they are. Kung Fu Vampire, 66.1%. And if you know how to do math, that leaves Ritz with a 33.9%. I thought it might have been a little closer. Maybe it's because Kung Fu Vampire retweeted. But you know what? The fact that he retweeted it, I would have given the win anyways on my side. But what is yours, Mr. Hatch? I mean, we have a winner, but do you have anything to say?
I'm not disrespecting Ritz. I think Ritz is a very talented actor. I fuck with Kung Fu Vampire. I goof on him a lot on Facebook. And he made me like a top fan or whatnot, which I thought was funny. And, you know, I fuck with him on Twitter. He's a good guy, and I think he understands what we're doing. And you know what? He gave us some free promotion, even though it was done on your thing and no Tag of Homies podcast. Fuck it, 60 people voted, 62 or how many? That's fucking amazing. Thank you, Kung Fu. And we're gonna move right on to the next part of the bracket. Who's Kung Fu Vampire gonna play with his chopsticks with? Is it gonna be Calhoun or Irate?
Okay. Well, this had 2 votes. Irate actually responded, and he said, he ain't got shit, uncut, or something along those lines. I sent a message, hey, don't sell yourself short. We're known to rig shit. Well, not those words, but you know.
No matter what people do,
I was straight up like, yo, man, we have upsets on this show, you know? And as much as I do want to push Irate, I personally love the 5 songs he has out. I think they're great. I would totally buy a CD. I'd buy any merch by the guy. The flow is amazing. He has that horrorcore, but he doesn't have that like fucked up raspy voice. He actually uses his real voice. I really gotta give it to him. His flow is great. You just want to bounce up and down and drive crazily when listening. But if we're going with the votes, Cut Calhoun got 2 votes. Irate got 0. Part of me wants to say Irate voted against himself. But, you know what? I'm going to leave this up to you, Mr. Hatch.
What type of water-based lubricant do you use when you're buffing him?
The dollar store brand.
Makes sense, because One, motherfucker. We'll do another one with Irate, and I'll give him an easier opponent. I'll give him Icaruns. That's EBK's like hype man, or used to be. I don't even know if he's still on the label.
Okay, so Cuck Calhoun with the win.
All right, we're jumping into your favorite psychopathic dropouts that get rebranded and wear magic masks somehow, and they think they're fresher. We're gonna have Blaze versus Lex.
Okay. Well, it looks like we got one vote on that. No, I'm sorry, we got 2 votes on that. I'm pretty sure my Blaze, but Blaze got 2, Lex got 0, and he has a new album coming out, or EP. Everyone's doing EPs. That's boring.
5 songs.
So Blaze with the win.
You want to hear a fun fact?
Yeah.
So a lot of juggalos, especially on this show, probably don't know. I used to be a horrorcore rapper. I never called myself a horrorcore rapper. I always called myself a comedic rapper because I said fucked up things on purpose and I thought it was funny. But anyways, one of the last people I asked to do a collab with me was Lex Masters. And this was before he got signed to MNE, of course. And I had conversations with him on Twitter. I had music videos. One of my original podcasts I did by myself was called Lazy Fucking Sunday. I even have a Lex Masters single in there. So all I'm trying to say is, like, I messaged the guy, like, he was mad cool. He painted his face before MNE. He was a juggalo. But I really don't like his flow or anything about him on MNE. I just feel like, you know, he's the what's that asshole? And people might get really mad at me. He's like Korn. He's just has like that crying voice to him, and I just don't like it. Oh, me. Yeah, he sounds like he's crying all the time. And it's his flow, it's how he raps, but that high-pitched, whiny voice, I just don't like it.
I have to agree with you on that. Sorry for the delay.
Fucking delay. Alright,
Yeah.
The next one on Magic Ninja Leftovers is Young Wicked versus Boomiest of the Boxes.
All right, so Boombox and Teen Wicked, it got 1 vote, just 1, and whoever it was, I don't know who it was. Maybe it was you. I don't know. I can't see who it is. I wish, because I'd call him out. But Boombox won with 1 vote. I mean, I feel I really can't allow that. I don't know how you feel about
Boombox fucking won? Hey, fuck you, Young Wicked.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, Teen Wicked, like, he's very young and very
but
wicked.
he went from like almost winning last tournament bracket and gets knocked out in the first round. That's bitch moves, man. Bitch.
Wait, and it was by a person who got eliminated. Before.
Yeah.
I assume it was Buckshot who voted on this.
Well, I'm sorry to say it, but Young Wicked has to bow out on this.
Damn. You know what? There's always another bracket to win.
Axe versus G-Moe.
All right. Well, this was another one with only 1 vote.
Uh-oh.
And I'm not saying I'm surprised at this one, because I like them both. I think they both have a lot of potential, and they'll continue to be around for a while. But G-Moski came out with the win. 1-0.
Damn.
Yeah, I was... okay, honestly, I was expecting this one to get like 4 votes or maybe 5, but it'd be tied. But that 5th vote, if someone voted, that would decide the winner. But there was 1 vote.
or people just don't
So I
care
guess we'll-
about them. You got to be realistic.
Or they don't care to read my tweets. One or the other, or both,
Actually, I tag everyone.
which is fine. I might not tag them. I don't know. I can't remember. I kind of did them all within like 5 minutes.
Tonight or tomorrow or however the fuck day you go on and you do it, tag everyone.
I will. And I'll get with you after so I can use the podcast Twitter.
Yep.
I know the password. I just don't know the username or the email. You know, I'll get to you later on that.
ROC versus AMB.
Another one vote. ROC won 1-0.
Damn.
Yeah.
You got young.
Think of it. We are going with the fans on this.
I guess Young Wicked's gonna learn one way or another to sit down in round one. He might have to cuddle with Samantha to recover from this tragedy.
And then I hope they create the supergroup Dark Otis, Tales from Samantha's Pod. Boy, that would be my favorite group. Twisted Blaze and Young Wicked. All diss tracks. I would absolutely love it. No face paint, no mask.
All right.
Well, it's our favorite time of the show. It's our closing statements and just talking about whatever. And I want to I guess we want to remind people that being a juggalo is a choice. It's not a fucking thing. It's not like you were born and you were a fucking juggalo. You chose to be a juggalo. Just like a juggalo chose if they're going to go jump in the fucking shower and put soap on their body or just let the water drip on them. Some juggalos refuse the shower. Some juggalos refuse the work. Some juggalos refuse to brush their goddamn teeth. Some juggalos want to put a mask on their face and talk shit to other juggalos on Twitter. It's what they do. It's okay. I understand it. But what I'm trying to get to the point is, just because you're poor doesn't make you a fucking juggalo. And just because you're poor doesn't make you any less likely to be anything else. And just because you're poor, you don't have to follow Gmo Ski, because Gmo Ski doesn't represent me. I came from a poor situation, I bettered my life, and now I got a good job, a house, and kids. And I can afford everything. I don't have mommy and daddy. I don't paint my fucking face. I don't whoop one time I see a fucking juggalo, and I drink Faygo, but I can afford the more expensive things in life, like a Pepsi or a Coke if I fucking choose to do so. That's what I'm trying to get to. I ain't going to be over here and trying to be like Dick Ryden saying that, you know, all juggalos are fucking poor bastards, because they're not. I don't associate with poor bastards. If you're fucking in your 30s living with your mom, not because of anything else other than you choose not to work because you got to paint your face and you're trying to be a horrorcore rapper, fuck you. You're a problem of this society. Get yourself a fucking job and do something.
Very well said. I agree 100% with you.
And not this juggalo movement is not gonna go away. I don't have beef with Stonehenge, so he is who he is. He's a fucking moron 90% of the time. But I got much love for him. But you know, it is what it is. Wow.
Oh, Boy Blue is still sober over a month now. That's
You gotta
fantastic.
share a bear with him. Well, hey, that's good, my boy Blue. You got some shout outs. I know you got them. You have like a whole page of shout outs. So I'm going to let you start shouting out, and I'm going to start shouting out.
So maybe we should see if people actually listen to us. Tweet a hashtag to us, like one of those adults don't whoop, or you know, what would you say, Mr. Hatch?
Not whoop. That's the hashtag. You want to listen to it?
Hashtag poop. Hashtag poops not whoops. Who knows? Maybe we'll. I don't know. Maybe a little prize. Maybe you'll get your own tweet. Maybe we'll invite you on the show.
Poop not whoops. We'll get you a shout out to each person that did it. But if we get like that 100 thing, poop not whoop.
Oh, that's
we
still
get
on.
100 poop not whoops. Not only is low sodium salt gonna send something to you, to one of the 100, but I'll send something fresh too. And you'll get it at different times.
Okay, week 100 hashtag poops not whoops. I'm throwing in a brand new, never worn T-shirt from the tour.
I'm gonna throw in the socks I'm wearing.
Wow, I'm jealous. I'm gonna tweet that shit 100 times.
There we go. All right. Do you have anybody you wanna give a special shout out to?
I'd like to give a special shout out to Mr. Hatch.
You don't give me a shout out.
And that is it.
I ain't listening to this shit.
Well, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, you're not gonna see me pooping and whooping. I'll probably poop and not wipe. Facts.
Use your hand like a man.
Nah, fuck that. You use it and then it gets stuck in your underwear, and then your underwear gets the shape of your ass. Then you don't have to worry about anyone staring at your ass because your ass is always perfectly shaped with shit. And you have that beautiful smell. Keep the ladies away.
And don't always forget, like, if you shit your pants, it's okay. It will dry.
Oh, yeah. My favorite thing ever, though, is going to, like, this is back, way before COVID, going into, like, the restrooms and shitting next to the toilet. That was, like, my favorite thing to do. Going to KFC, there's only one fucking stall, and then shit right at the tip and have it go down the bottom of it. And then come out and complain that you went in there and somebody just took their shit. Like, and then eat the food and watch the poor bastard's face come out. That was the greatest thing in the world.
Hashtag poops not whoops.
All right, y'all, that's it for me.
You know, we should have a poop episode with poop stories and have special guests just come on. Everyone, poop stories are very funny. Farts are
Maybe
fun.
the next episode we'll do some poop stories because I got plenty of them. All
Me
right.
too.
That's it for this week, y'all. This is Mr. Hash. I'm telling everyone to fuck off.
And this is Saturated Fat, and have a good one. And thank you for listening to the Homie Podcast.
Contact the show on Twitter at HomiesPodcast2. Contact Saturated Fat. Worm W. Contact Mr. Her. Nobody too fresh. 2 as the number 2. Paid for by Saturated Hatch.